Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to make sauerkraut, something I only discovered a couple of years ago. It's a really good way. Oh, excuse you, Poppy. My dog has just chosen that moment to start coughing or vomiting or something. It's a great way to store vegetables, and it's really good for you. I really think it's rather delicious too. Sauerkraut is basically fermented vegetables, usually cabbage primarily, but you can use lots of others. And it's the simplest, easiest thing in the world to make, and it lasts for months, and it makes a really nice kind of side dish with salads or on the sides of curries or any other savoury dish you like, really. It's full of probiotic bacteria, particularly lactobacillus, which are supposed to be really, really good for your guts. Anyway, so it's good for you, it tastes good, and it's really easy to make. What more could you wish for? So, it's really easy. I'm going to move the camera in close so you can see what's happening, and I'll talk you through it. So, the ingredients couldn't be easier. You need a kilo of vegetables. Could be cabbage, red cabbage, white cabbage, doesn't matter. Nice crunchy ones are ideal. You can also use carrots, beetroot, celery, onions, pretty much anything you like. You can also flavour it with garlic, with chili, with pepper seeds. You can put in fennel seeds if you like, that aniseedy flavour. World is your oyster. Take your pick, whatever flavours you think would be nice. But I'm going to keep it simple today. My sole ingredients are going to be a kilo of mixed cabbage and 15 grams, there we go, of just normal salt. Easy as that. So first of all, I'm just going to weigh out the cabbage. Nearly, a bit more. Okay, perfect. Now then, I have to shred the cabbage as finely as possible. I'm going to use this gadget, which is a kind of shredder. Really easy to use. This gadget helps to stop chopping your fingers because it's grips. Oh, that way around. Grips the cabbage. So there we go, we've got a kilo of chopped cabbage and 15 grams of salt, and then you just have to mix it with your hands manually. That's what with your hands means, I guess. You got to mix it up and you got to squash it and turn it for a good 5 minutes, longer if you can be bothered, but no less. And this is really important because you've got to mix the salt. Little plane coming over. Bear with the noise. You got to mix the salt in really thoroughly, and as you mix it, you'll notice the juice slowly starts to come out right down the bottom. Make sure we get it all nicely mixed up, and you just got to keep going. Keep squishing it between your fingers. Keep mushing it around. So the salt dissolves and it starts to by kind of osmotic pressure, it starts to suck the juice out of the cabbage. Now we're relying entirely on bacteria from the environment, from the cabbage, from my hands, from the air, to do the fermenting. You don't have to add any lactobacillus at all. They're just always there, and it seems to work 100% of the time. No need to add anything else at all. Really simple dish. So, still got 4 minutes to go. Let's keep going. Isn't that beautiful? They do say that purple veg are very good for you. Anthocyanins, I believe they are. Group of compounds that make some veg purple, onions, cabbage, some types of sweet potato and so on. I think they're antioxidants. Whatever they are, they're supposed to make you live forever. What's not to love? Well, let's just hope it's true. Okay, pretty much on the 5 minutes now. A little bit more for luck. See, it's all getting a bit juicy and sticking together. Okay, that will do. Now, you need some kind of container for fermenting your kraut. We have a rather lovely crock pot. Bought it off Etsy's, handmade, one of a kind. But you don't need anything half so fancy as that. You can just use a big jam jar or a bowl, glass bowl, whatever kind of bowl. The only thing is it needs to be quite big enough to take the kraut. And with a little bit of space above, and then you need some kind of lid that's not airtight but that will stop insects getting in. So a cloth stretched over with a rubber band or a string round will do the job. This pot comes with its own lid, and kind of coolly it has a little groove, if you can see around the edges here. So when you put the lid on and then you just pour a little bit of water in, it makes an airlock so it can bubble inside and the gas can escape, but the creatures can't get in. Anyway, so all we do is we take the kraut and shove it in the jar without spilling it if possible. You can see there's quite a lot of juice now just in the bottom of the bowl. Okay. There we go. So, kraut's all in. Next stage is you want to press it down with your fist. Compact it down as much as you can into a squishy mess in the bottom of the jar. There we go, that'll do. And then we stick a few leaves on top, some of the outer leaves of the cabbage. I'm just going to make a little layer, I'll show you in a second, to cover as much of the top of the kraut as we can. It helps to stop the top going mouldy, which can happen if you're unlucky, but if you cover the kraut over like this, it tends to do the job. Let's just see if I can show you inside. Get out of the sun. So there you go, fairly straightforward, and we're nearly done. Now we just need to weigh the kraut down. Now you can do that by putting a flat stone in there or any heavy weight that'll just squash it down as much as possible. But there's a really easy way to do it, which I've discovered, which is just to put a plastic bag full of water on top. There's half a kilo of water in here, half a litre. I've double bagged it because if it leaks it'll ruin the kraut. You don't want half a litre of water mixed up with your cabbage. And that'll just squish the whole surface down, keep it weighed down nicely. Then we just put the lid on, or if you're using a cloth, stretch it over with a rubber band. We're just going to put a bit of water in there, and look, it's bubbling already. Amazing. There you go. That's those little bacteria already starting to do their job, producing lactic acid in there, which will help to preserve the cabbage, stop it from going off. It means it'll last pretty much forever. So that process takes a few days. You need to put this somewhere cool, out of the sun, for about 5 days at least, but you can leave it longer. 10, 15 is fine. And then your kraut is basically ready to eat. And there you go. How easy was that? So now it's ready. You can just bung the whole thing in the fridge, or decant it into a jam jar if you want to take up less room, and it'll keep for months, probably years. I haven't tried that because I've always eaten it before then. So this is one I made earlier. This is more or less the same recipe, but with a few carrots and beetroot and a bit of black pepper in there. And delicious. Really tangy, slightly acidic, really crunchy still. Absolutely lovely. You can feel it doing you good as well. Do use organic cabbage, by the way, if you can. And remember to subscribe to my channel if you want to get more updates about new videos when they come out. Cheers.